Hey, what's up everybody? Pin here. And before I get into the video, hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. You know, slept well, ate well, spent time with family and your loved ones, enjoy whatever gifts you received or the gifts that you gave to someone else. I hope everyone had a lovely time. So, this is going to be my first impressions of the game Soulstice. Now, this is going to be my thoughts and opinions up until the point in which you see in the video. Now, this video, by the time this is uploaded, I'm going to be further in the game. This game is listed for 25 chapters, I believe, as of the time of me doing a recording of this. Actually, I'm on chapter 14, but the actual gameplay in the video is like maybe chapter 11 or 12, just for some clarity. So I'm not going to be going into any like spoilers. Essentially how I do these videos is that I'm giving my thoughts on the gameplay, the general story, the performance on PC, you know, what I had to do to get better performance, things like that, and my experience with the title up until the point that I'm demonstrating. So Soulstice is a story about Briar and Lute, and essentially they are two sisters who have been reborn as Chimera. So essentially how you can view Chimera, they're like the hybrid warriors, and the two sisters, the way the story is being developed and what you are being introduced to, these two sisters are the only ones who can protect humankind in a nutshell, right? So essentially, they work for an order, which is an organization, and they are sent on a mission to reclaim a city in ruins that has been destroyed by the Wraiths, only to discover that the order they belong to has some other plans in mind. Now, without getting too much into the story, this game, if you are a fan of games like Devil May Cry, if you are a manga fan or an anime fan, like this is gonna really sit well with you. I've heard combinations of Dark Souls meets Devil May Cry, things of that nature. Never got into the Dark Souls games, but I can see as far as the general theme in which they would arrive at that point. I do understand that. Just everything that I'm telling you as far as what I'm referencing in terms of the general story, you can literally find out by looking at a storefront or a page. Because the idea here is that you should be playing the game if you like what you see and hear generally, and well, I don't have to spoil that. Now, this game is available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the PC, which is the version that I'm currently playing. The performance on PC was a little spooky. If you saw my benchmark video, since that video, I've made some changes. I'm running Deep Learning Super Sample on auto. I'm still in 4K, and I turned the shadows to medium, and I have everything else on max, but I have AA on medium because you don't need too much of AA in this game. That's anti-aliasing, things like that. It can help remove jagged edges and things of that nature. And running that, honestly, it's been a godsend. Now, if you see any type of screen tearing in this video, I deeply apologize. I was running some benchmarks yesterday to test the stability of my computer after I had made quite a few changes to it. And I had to turn off G-Sync and my frame rate cap, or V-Sync in general, just so the benchmarks could run properly so I could see if I had to troubleshoot further. And I had forgot to turn those back on, so I was getting some screen tearing, but once I turned my settings back on, it's been smooth as butter. The gameplay is dope. Like you're experiencing like this dark story. It's like this sleek, dark stylish. It's like a dark fantasy, Japanese fanatic type of game. And the combat really speaks to this game. Like, and you would think by, you know, Soulstice that there's a lot of like, let's say magic that's involved in the game, in which when you see the gameplay and as you play it, you're definitely going to get that sense as well. But they really went in on the combat in this title. Like, you're able to switch different weapons on the fly. The game has good dodging. I do feel that the frame rate pacing struggles a bit. People have reported about crashes and stutters and things of that nature. That's definitely in the game. But you can sort of deal with that as you adjust your settings, and it's a lot more better and responsive as you dial in your settings. The performance on PC generally is pretty good once you optimize it. It's not the most optimized game, but it runs buttery smooth. Graphically, the game is nice. I have it in a manga type style where I've upped the contrast and lowered the brightness because the OLED can reach perfect blacks, and it literally looks like what I wanted to achieve. You know, it looks like I'm playing an animated comic. The camera work will look a little funky at first, but you will learn to love it. You will grow with it as you are playing the game. It brings a new level of 3D dimensionality that I haven't seen in just a little bit. And it's a level of realism in itself. You know, the foreground, the midground, the background. It does a good job at separating those elements quite well in the game while you're playing, with dealing with the numerous of enemies that you will encounter. The two sisters work together to perform actions both offensively and defensively to deal with the enemies, and some of those are going to be automatic while you are experiencing the game. The game does look like it will crash on you in certain cutscenes or loading scenes. You know, it may pause for a few seconds or stop. You know, that's normal. Don't be alarmed. This is an Unreal Engine game, so you can deal with the pros and cons of that if you know about the Unreal Engine. But my overall thoughts on it is that it's nice. I'm liking it. It's nice. I'm enjoying the title. I'm more than halfway through it at this point. I'll have this game completed in the next couple of days. And yeah, it's going to be finishing 2022 with a bang in terms of gaming. It's just a dope game full of action. You know, the story gets more interesting as you play, as you learn more about what's going on with the organization and who you're meeting with, who you're discussing business with, who you're dealing with as far as enemies. And the game is a mixture of games that I played in the past, like Devil May Cry, particularly that series. You know, it has elements from that style that I just like, and it blends it well. But overall, I think if you're interested in these type of games, you should check them out for yourself. I give this game a go. Whatever price you're able to find it on the CD key sites, it's worth it. You just have to spend some time with it. And that's about it.